Yo, what is up guys? Today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial or basically like a starter guide on how to get good at Demonborn because I know the game is, Brazilian based and not a lot of English tutorials are really out there. So I'm going to teach you how to go from this to this. Alright, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started with the guide. Alright, obviously when you start, you'll be put into a tutorial where you have to collect logs. Now if you're wondering what the logs are, they're actually all around there on the top of the mountains. Really easy to get. And basically you're going to be put through a tutorial where you actually have to do a series of quests, basically like killing boar, killing snow goats, killing Yuki Oni. Already made a tutorial on how to kill this Yuki Oni, which is located around over there. You're gonna want to know how to press U. This is actually going to be your best friend when it comes to completing quests and things like that, because the little compass is kind of unreliable sometimes. But after you do that, you should get to a point where you're like around level 10, level 12, and once you're at that point, you're actually going to want to farm bosses with your friends, or try to get someone from the Discord to farm bosses with you, because that's very crucial in order to accelerate your progression. Now once you hit around level 15 to 20, you're going to want to go ahead and take the Slayer exam. Now the Slayer exam is actually on the map. It is I actually don't know where it is. But it's somewhere, it's somewhere. Oh, over there, final selection. You're gonna want to take the final selection in order to beat the hand demon and complete the series of quests that it gives you. And once you do that, you'll actually get yourself a katana. And if you're wondering, wait, what if I don't do the selection? What if I'm not high enough level because it has a 15 level requirement? You're actually able to go over here and buy yourself a bamboo katana. And this is also where you use the blacksmith, which I also made a video on. This is just the basic core mechanics of how you're going to start off, but without further ado, let's just get into the next part. Alright, so basically as a Slayer, there's not much to know. Once you hit level 15 or 20, you're going to want to grind this guy to around, whatever he like allows you to stop, which is, I assume, 94. This is going to be your main grinding. Other than if you want to grind for crystals and stuff for the blacksmith, you can go farm Gyu, but this is the guy you're going to want to talk to you're like, high level. And once you hit level 40, you can actually do most of the quests in Midori Village, which will give you like 3 levels minimum per quest, and they're pretty good, so I definitely recommend it. Now in order to like understand what this is the skill tree. So you have the skill tree, and you also have your stat points. This is where you're going to want to put all your stat points into focus if you're grinding with other people. If you're doing an actual build, I wouldn't recommend this, but for grinding, I just put everything into focus. I've seen a lot of people asking about that. And this is body. I think you get a stat point every 2 levels or so. I'm not too sure how it functions, but you're gonna want to go for auto breathing, which is constant breathing, and the dash. Dash is pretty good. And I don't know if you want to go into strength if you're doing your strength build, but there's also HP. I don't know anybody who really goes into HP. I just be doing it. But yeah, this is how you're going to want to level up, and this is explaining some of the core mechanics that come behind pressing M. And yeah, this is pretty much most of what there is to offer in this game. Alright, now we're going to move into like the last little segment. I'm going to basically go through all the breathings, tell you about them, and rank them from 1 to 3. And yeah, that's just pretty much what I'm going to be doing. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so first we have water breathing. Now water breathing is pretty much an all-rounder. Honestly, it does like decent damage, it has decent stun. I think it's pretty okay for grinding with friends whenever you like want to get some damage off, because it allows for stun and allows your friends to do some damage. Now personally, I haven't used this breathing style yet. I would say like it's alright. It's definitely not the best. It's not good. Like it's not that good. I would put it at the last spot just because it just gets overshadowed by the other styles. Now although it does have like a little bit more damage than insect, well, I wouldn't really say that actually, but it does have a lot of damage. I wouldn't say it's really that good. If you want to go this style, you're probably just liking Tanjiro or liking the water breathing. But yeah, other than the other styles, this is pretty okay. I would put this at the 3rd spot though, just because I feel like the other styles are a bit like better and overshadow this style. But yeah, whenever you're getting the style, basically he'll tell you to do some water training, which is over there. He'll tell you to punch some logs, or I mean stand on top of this log like this, like one-legged. And I think he'll tell you to get on the mats, I'm not too sure, and defeat Sabito. That's basically how you get water breathing. It's in this duck off area. But yeah, let's just go ahead and go to the next style. All right, now we have insect breathing. Now I don't remember all too much what she asks you to do. I do have this breathing. I think she asks you to like play cup game with those people, turn your reaction time, get on the mat, and then go kill Shinobi, which is located like once you go out here, take a right and go straight down, and you'll see like a cut on the right. Take that first cut on the right and then climb up with the wooden. I'll just show you guys. Don't worry. But basically, this style is interchangeable number one in two different ways. All right. So for PVE, the other style is better. However, this is number two in PVE. Also, I would also say this is number one in PvP. So this style is obviously really good. You better hope your opponent doesn't have like a lot of poison resistance, or this style is kind of like tickle monster. But if your opponent doesn't have a lot of poison resistance, this is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty good style. But me personally, I prefer Thunder, more moves and things like that, but we'll get into that later. I'm just gonna show you guys how to fight the boss in one moment. All right, now that we're outside, once you're right here, just walk down here, and then you'll see like a cut on the right. As I said before, just follow this path, and I believe this is the cut I was referring to. As you can see, you can go up this mountain, and this mountain actually has Shinobu like right around there, up there somewhere. You're just gonna want to do the parkour from right here all the way up. It's pretty easy. It shouldn't be too difficult for you guys, but yeah, basically that's how you fight the boss for insect. Now let's just go ahead and get into the last breathing. All right, now we're closing in on the thunder breathing. Now, let me just get to the guy real quick. Give me a second. All right, we're finally here now. Thunder breathing. This style is honestly, I would say 2 and 3 for PvP. Because it has a lot of wind up. I feel like water is better, like in my opinion. Like it might be kind of better just because it has a combo extender, an actual combo extender. However, don't sleep on the style. I feel like it could also be too, because if you have timing with the ragdolls, this could be really broken because you can just lightning dash and then time your R, and it could be really deadly for PvP. Now for PvE though, this style, I feel like it's number one. It has a high damage output. I'm not too sure as to how it fares in the other to water in terms of damage, but I'm pretty sure it does more damage. But to insect, now insect might have a lot of poison. However, thunder just has a lot of raw damage that makes up for the difference in poison, and it's also faster and it doesn't matter on poison resistance. Now this style also has an ultimate, unlike insect, which makes it so much better to me in my opinion, because having an ultimate could be highly viable in different situations, and has two highly damaging moves, while I think insect only has one, which is the barrage that does a lot of damage. But yeah, this style is honestly really good. Now to get this style, I'm pretty sure you gotta go on the side here, do some aim training, do some Osu training. After that, you're gonna have to kill Zenitsu, which is right here. I recommend doing all this with friends, by the way, because these bosses are not made for level 10s. I'm gonna tell you that right now, they're really hard. And then after you kill Zenitsu, you're gonna have to press U, find out where the lower drums is, and then go fight the lower drums demon. And that also I recommend having a friend with. But yeah, that's just basically gonna conclude the starter guide for Slayers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.